Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. And that is part of the title of the recipe from this video. And it is from the Cooking with Magic cookbook. And it is no worries mashed potatoes. So obviously it's Lion King inspired. And let's get you a picture here real quick. So basically this is just mashed potatoes. I'm going to be peeling some potatoes, which I have some here ready to go. I'm going to be peeling them, adding to a pot, boiling them. At some point, I'm going to add some frozen peas and corn to it. And then when it's all cooked, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to mash it all together and add a few other ingredients. I'm actually making this right now with the Bayou meatloaf. So that's in the oven right now. This is the side dish going with that. So if you haven't checked out that video, make sure you do so that. All right, here are my no worry mashed potatoes, all mashed and ready to taste test. Hi there, it's review time for the No Worries mashed potatoes. These were really good, actually. I will admit I was a little bit hesitant. I'm not a big pea person. I can eat them usually in something, and that's what they were here. They were in something. I can't eat them alone, though. There's something about the taste and texture that by themselves just doesn't do it for me, and I'm not a big fan of. And I know it disappoints my husband sometimes because he loves mashed potatoes. He loves peas, and I don't really make them. So this was kind of nice because they were in the mashed potatoes. They were there, and I could definitely pick up some of the pea flavor, but it wasn't overpowering or dominant, and I really liked it. Side note, I did tweak this a little bit for my own personal tastes and preferences. You know, I've made mashed potatoes, like baked regular mashed potatoes before. This one, I did add just a little bit more butter. I was worried that the amount it called for wasn't enough, so I just added like an extra tablespoon or so to it. And it had mentioned that you could add water from the pan that you boiled it in to kind of help with the creaminess and consistency. I actually didn't. I added a little bit of milk. I love milk with my potatoes. And it also said about using like one of those hand mashers for mashed potatoes, which I do have one of those hand, masher things. I could probably get it out and do it. But I ended up just using my electric mixer. I like my potatoes a little bit creamy, and I liked that how it worked with this. And this you could still see if you notice in the video, the peas and the corn was still there. They didn't really get mashed. They weren't like whole chunks, but they were mashed down a little bit. And you still got the flavors for them, and I really liked it. Side note, I love mixing corn with mashed potatoes. Like, that's something I do on Thanksgiving, a lot of big holidays. So to me, like, the corn and the mashed potatoes was not like this odd combination for me. The peas were the wild card, and they didn't bother me at all. And I actually kind of liked that everything was together, and my veggies and my potato, and I didn't have to like make like a third, like, a lot of times I make mashed potatoes, I make like a third side dish. This was kind of nice. But anyway, really big hit in my household, really love them, so we'll get in the ranking score. The first is the ingredients score on a score of 1 to 5, with a 1 being simple, easy to find ingredients, and 5 being expensive or hard to find ingredients. I mean, I've got to keep this on the low end of the ones. I mean, just potatoes, frozen corn, peas, this is all really easy to find in your grocery store, and they don't cost a lot of money. Difficulty level on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being super easy and 5 being hard. I guess I'll just give it like a 2, maybe a 1.5. I mean, yeah, 2. That's the thing about it. Just because you have to peel potatoes. I'm not a fan of peeling potatoes. I do it every, when I make mashed potatoes, but I am not a huge fan of it. So there's a little time with that involved, but it's not difficult. You just boil things and add them together and mash it. So it's not difficult in terms of the baking world, but a few more steps involved than some of the other things that I might have ranked at a 1. So I'll give it the 2. And then when I make this again on a scale of 1 to 5, with a 1 being never and a 5 being absolutely 100%, making it all the time, I'm going to give it a 4. As I've been trying to say in other videos, and one that you may have just watched where I talked about the meatloaf that I made to go with these potatoes, a 4 is something that I'm definitely going to make, but I'm probably not going to make often. Like, it's not going to be something that makes it into my rotation of foods on a regular basis, but it's definitely going to probably creep up, at least a couple times a year when I'm cooking food. So that's my thought, but I will say these were really good, and I do recommend checking them out.